Gadgets and Gizmos, brought to you by carvale.com. Ask the experts.
Welcome back. You're watching the Gadgets and Gizmos show with me, Siddharth Sharma. Now, next up, what we have is for all you PlayStation lovers out there. Recently, a new game has come out for the PlayStation 4. It's called Destiny, and now Sahil Maniktala gets your review of this new game.
Yes, Siddharth, one of the most anticipated games of the year has finally reached the Indian shores. I'm of course talking about Destiny, which is available both on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now, this was one game which created a lot of hype during the E3 launch event. So naturally, the expectations for this one were extremely high. But the question is, will this game actually meet those expectations? Well, next up, we try to find out just that. Here is the review for Destiny.
These Guardians show us what we are and what we will be again.
Bungie's latest sci-fi first-person shooter game, Destiny, is here. And for those of you unfamiliar with the video game studio, it's kind of a big deal. Bungie, of course, created the Xbox Series Halo, one of the biggest video game franchises of the past 15 years. And this year, Bungie marks a new chapter with Destiny.
Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them. Push back the darkness.
The game takes place in humanity's distant future, after we spread out to colonize the local solar system, only to be nearly wiped out by evil aliens called the Darkness. You play the Guardian, one of the last defenders of humanity, ready to fight back the darkness across the solar system. Not exactly the most original storyline by any means, but then again, it's usually the gameplay that makes a game fun.
This is where we'll find him. I hope you're ready.
And make no mistake, Destiny is fun. It's stylish and technically amazing. As a player, you get to experience hours of action-packed epic battles and top-quality gunslinging as you progress through each level. In fact, it's exactly what you would expect from a great shooter game. But sadly, it isn't the technical side of Destiny that stumbles, but rather its narrative and world building.
At times, Destiny is a thrilling game featuring epic battles against resilient foes. In fact, it shares striking similarities to Halo, which made that one of the most popular franchises of all time. But the problem is, the further you dive into Destiny's gameplay, you do begin to notice that something isn't quite right.
As fun as it is, its run and gun style of gameplay is also the biggest problem with Destiny. There's so much of it and not enough of everything else. It's as if the game developers crammed as much action as they could at first and made everything else seem tiny and irrelevant. The prime focus seemed to be more shooting, less thinking. While the enemies are challenging and great to fight against, the worlds they inhabit feel pretty empty. They are large but lack content. And as a result, Destiny doesn't offer a real sense of exploration or discovery.
Now, one of the greatest strengths of Destiny lies within its amazing visuals. The art directors in this game have done a beautiful job of creating a complex cosmic world that just takes your breath away. In fact, many times I had to stop playing my game just so I could stare at the environment around me, because that's how powerful the visuals of Destiny actually are. But that being said, sometimes good scenery is just not good enough to keep a viewer engaged. Sometimes you also need something known as story development, something that this game seriously lacks.
Visually, Destiny is undoubtedly a beautiful game. The PS4 version runs at a rock-solid 30 frames per second and 1080 pixels. So it's a real shame that Mission Campaign fails to take advantage of this. Several of the missions revisit previously played challenges, so players are repeating most of the same battles over and over again, and it really doesn't help when missions tend to follow a similar formula. The saving grace of this game is playing with friends, and Bungie continues to show they're a masterclass at online play. Destiny's competitive multiplayer is exciting, fast-paced and entertaining. The guns and abilities feel powerful as well. And playing multiplayer is certainly not wasted time for your character, as you will earn new equipment as well as experience while you play.
Now, by no means is Destiny a bad game, but it's also not a great one either. The future of this game lies within the hands of its developers, who need to add a breath of fresh air into this new universe. But as it stands of now, Destiny is a game that has yet to fulfill, well, its destiny.
And that's not the only game that we have on the show. If you are more of a tablet gamer, then you should check out this next game. It's called Milk Hunt. Playing games can help the brain develop. And now it will challenge you with some mental maths too. Milk Hunt is the new game available on iPad that aims just to do that. This is an educational game developed by Skiddos, a gaming studio that makes fun and challenging learning games. The gameplay is good and intriguing. Based in Australia is Kando, a zippy kangaroo who needs your help as he travels across Australia in an adventurous hunt for milk. He can roll, jump, glide, fly and swim, but Kando can't do mental math. That's where you step in with your agile brain. Solve the problem to collect milk bottles and set a new distance record. Customize your learning plan to test your skills in addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions and many more topics, all aligned to Common Core standards. Milk Hunt is developed using Apple's SpriteKit game engine and is an ideal game for age 6 and above. The game is exclusively available on iOS for iPads and iPhones. And can be downloaded from the Apple App Store for $2.99. This game is definitely milking some maths out of you guys, and Kando is just too cute to ignore. And with that, it's time for us to say goodbye on this edition of the Gadgets and Gizmos show. If you have any comments, queries or suggestions, tweet us at HLTGizmos. You can also email us on htgg@aajtak.com. We'll see you same time, same place next week. But for all the news and updates, keep watching Headlines Today.
Gadgets and Gizmos, brought to you by carwale.com. Ask the experts.